Hello, class. So, after the discussion for topic 13, my first takeaway was that the system of psychoanalysis was now being introduced to the field of psychology in the early 1900s. One of the key players, if not the most uh, key psychologist of the time, was Sigmund Freud, who's the most popular psychologist of all time, arguably for people in the field of psychology and the people outside of the field as well. Um, People, when they hear of psychology, they think of Freud. Um, my second takeaway is that Freud was a very controversial psychologist, and the system of psychoanalysis um, kind of was equal to that. All the criticism that Freud got kind of overshadowed the system as well. And so now we have this new system coming in, and it was very threatening for the experimentalists at the time. These psychologists had been fighting this battle of wanting psychology to be very scientific and to have all research made through experimenting. Um, but psychoanalysis was not in that category because it's kind of hard to experiment the brain, the human brain. So now you have uh, Freud and psychoanalysis threatening the credibility of the scientificness of psychology. Um, and we can't really say who won this war or whatever, but we can talk about the outcomes since then. Um, what came out of this is that we had the birth of talk therapy. Even though psychoanalysis was very criticized, it's still, and a lot of theories were rejected by experimentalists at the time, we still had talk therapy come out of it. And we've had research that shows that it works for a lot of people battling mental illness or wanting to resolve a mental issue. So, a lot of the theories of psychoanalysis were rejected, and Freud was very criticized and controversial, but the main concept of psychoanalysis technically, in a sense, won because it's still around today. And it also became a very strong system because it had to overcome a lot of the stigma in society that was against talk therapy, and also fighting for its credibility against other psychologists. So that has made the system that much stronger in a sense. It's arguably one of the biggest systems in psychology, in the field of psychology that we have. Um, but the main outcome that I got out of it is that that's how talk therapy became about, and that's what it had to go through to become what it is now, which is a type of treatment for mental illness.